Hi Pisces, welcome to Wobbly Camera Tarot. That'll settle down in a minute. Present position, present expectation, short unexpected, short-term future, long-term future. Interesting. A lot of these cards came up, but they were given a good shuffle, so I'm going to go with those. Pisces, let's see. Cutting through the red tape next week. You've had enough of this. It's like, this is the page. These brambles are trying to hold you back. And when you cut through them, it actually releases these kind of berries, this sort, and everyone kind of goes, wow, that was impressive. So there's a kind of victory from all of that. So when it first started, everyone's like, really, you're going to do this? You're going to get this sword out in this room? And it could be dangerous. And then what you actually do results in everyone kind of nodding their heads going, oh, well done you. Yeah, I love that. And then you move to the Knight of Swords. So this is the energy across the bottom. You've got a real sense of impetus and momentum this week. You want to get things done, you want to get stuff happening. The same with the Knight. The Knight has got hardly any armor on. He's got 2 swords and no shield. There's all these important messages here. It's all very turbulent. It's all about the momentum and making things happen. Just be careful though, you don't overexpose yourself. You don't end up running forwards, like running out of the trenches going, charge, what a great idea, everybody with me. And you get halfway across, go, it's just me, isn't it? Oh shit. And then you die, So it's a bit like, tell people you've got a good idea, see if they're on board with it, and then go with it. Could be in a relationship, because you've got the Ace of Cups here. This is wearing your heart on your sleeve. These poppies down here are your hopes, dreams, wishes, and you're watering them. You're making them come to life. You're doing something about it, rather than just sitting there closing your eyes going, I wish I could afford a private jet. What are you doing about it? What's your reality about that? How are you going to make it happen? Or is it a complete and utter pipe dream that's never going to happen? In which case you need to make these dreams real, make them realistic so they can become real. There you go. Everybody wants to marry Brad Pitt. Not everybody can marry Brad Pitt. There's only one Brad Pitt. What do you do about that? And of course he's going to marry somebody someday, so that's fine. There'll be one of us on the planet that gets the gig. But what about the rest of you? So, make sure that these dreams aren't so narrow-minded that they can't go anywhere. In the unexpected position, you've got the Hanged One, which is a card of he's giving himself up to the land and kind of dissolving into liquid gold. His legs and feet are transforming into butterflies. This idea generation. It's an idea of kind of becoming very still and seeing the other person's point of view. Sometimes it's about losing the battle to win the war. It's very much a card of seeing the other person's point of view. It's a very powerful card because of that. So if you can see, how others see you, or in anything really, if you could work out how your competition was going to sell cars in the future, that would give you a significant leg up on that understanding. So it is a card of understanding. It's a card, particularly in relationships, of just seeing how the other person, lives their life and what values they have. And if you can go, okay, this is really important. I'm estranged from my parents, but my, your significant other might think their parents are the best thing since sliced bread. So you've got to be able to empathise and sympathise to have that relationship with them. So yeah, it's just to find a time to really understand the other person or the other person's point of view. You'll know what this is talking about down here, whether this is a relationship or whether it's a business situation. And then here we have Page of Cups. This is open-armed wonder. This is seeing snow for the first time and having snowflakes dissolve on your tongue or on your nose, and watching toddlers and puppies seeing snow for the first time. That real open-armed kind of joy and excitement. It's very rare in grown-ups, isn't it? You say grown-ups. It's very rare in people of a certain age, because we've been there, done that. We've seen storms, we've seen snow, we've seen a beautiful sunset. It's like, but you've not seen a sunset like this. Now this is amazing, and that's what this page does. This page has this lovely, gentle, open-eyed, open-armed wonder about the world, and it just makes it easy to have lots of experiences if that's your attitude towards experiences. And then the next 1, 2, 3 weeks, just be careful. I think it's a bit of a nostalgia time for you, Pisces. It seems to be a bit of a, I'm just going to kick back and think about how good it used to be back in the day, or last year, or last month. These cups are filled with sweets or candies in America, and it's a card of, yes, they're delicious, but they're not a meal. They won't sustain you. So by all means, look to the past and learn from its experiences, but don't live there. Don't dwell in the past. It's time to move on. So let's get these clarified, and then we'll get you a spirit animal card, and then I will bid you adieu and send you off into the wide world for another adventure. The Lovers. So it could be a relationship. So this could be about a significant other. Maybe things aren't moving fast enough. Maybe you've decided enough's enough. I want to get on with this. There is an angel looking out for you, so spirit guides, all that kind of stuff this week. They're very well placed. I mean, they do this week in, week out anyway, but I think there are just some weeks when you really feel it, really notice it, and really kind of go, oh, I've just decided, something made me not go that way, or not go to that party, or to go to that party. One thing I would say about this card is this is, the rest of your life, this mountain here. It's going to take some climbing up. It could be quite bleak. It could be filled with forests. It's a long way away. It's a hell of a journey, and it's going to be fraught with dangers, and you're going to feel bad about yourself sometimes. You're going to feel, weak or imperfect or something. So what I would say is, do you want to do this journey alone, or do you want to do this journey with a significant other? And I think most people would say significant other. And that's what the Lovers to me is about. It's finding another person that can go through life with you. Sometimes, circumstances beyond our control, it ends up being like a mother and son, and the son, the father died or left, and the son steps up, and they just have these adventures together. It doesn't have to be a traditional relationship, certainly not. But definitely finding a significant other to have these adventures with. Better to go on a journey together than alone. And this putting your heart on your sleeve, this love card, this kind of, you're expecting to wear your heart on your sleeve, and you're kind of, ready to love again, or take the next step in a relationship, or step up at work. There's a real feeling of very much heart on your sleeve, and like, go on then, I'm prepared to do this now. And that's because where you're at the moment doesn't serve you. The really turbulent waters here, and it's calmer here. It's you're determined to get a better life, and you're determined to start that process. It's called the refugee card. It's literally like, I'm prepared to risk it all, just jump in the boat just with my child, and no food and belongings, and just go, because where we are now doesn't serve us. Unexpected. Hangman turns into the Fool. The Fool is all or nothing. It is jumping into the abyss. It is joyful. It's confident. It's where next, where now. Everything he could possibly need is in this stick behind him there, in this little rucksack. Is the dog warning him, or is the dog playing fetch and catch? He's about to step off this cliff, and it's like, it's fine. He trusts to the process. It's like, some people go, how the heck did I end up in Denmark with a passport and 50 quid in my pocket? And the Fool would just be like, oh well, I'm in Denmark, might as well go sightseeing then. Nothing phases this Fool energy. It's just a bit sort of, this is where I am, this is where we are in life, let's go and enjoy it. Let's not worry about tomorrow, let's just enjoy the experience and be better for it. Next week we have Justice. Love the illustrations on this card. Look at that. She's like, no, you can't pay me off. No, you can't tell me you're a judge and how powerful you are. No, you can't cry and say you're only doing it because of your son. Your baby's dying, that's why you had to speed in the car, which killed another family. She is literally like, I cannot be swayed. Justice, in the cold light of day, you will be judged. Did you do the right thing? Did you piss people off, or were you a nice person? Simple as that. And you'll know this week, So next week, you'll be asked those questions. Don't find yourself wanting. That's what I would say, Pisces. It's a bit like, if you're driving home at 2 o'clock in the morning and there isn't a single car on the road, do you still slow down at traffic lights? Do you indicate? Do you slow down at roundabouts? Do you get, I do. I drive like I'm on a test, regardless of what time of day it is, because invariably I come round the corner and there's a police car waiting in a lay-by, waiting to nick the person that didn't do that. And at 2 in the morning, they've every right to pull you over and go, have you had a drink tonight, sir? And you're like, no, I haven't, because I don't, but I get it. So I would say, always do the decent thing, even when nobody's watching, and the Justice card will just be a very happy card for you. Interesting. Just be careful, the devil's hanging around. And we've got the Lovers as the energy on the bottom. Looks like a love reading, this one. Yeah, this is one of those readings where normally I'd be sat with you, Pisces, and we'd be talking about your romantic situation, whether you're involved with somebody or not. I would say you are, and you want a resolution. It feels to me like either they're coming on the journey with you and they're going to jump in with both feet, because you've been nothing but honest and authentic. You're going, look, this is what I want. Sometimes you're with people and they're like, we never discuss children because every time we talk about it, you shut me down. I want kids. Do you want kids or not? That's all it is. And this is you being honest and open and going, I really love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, but I don't see children in my future. That could be you or your other half. And then you just go, now what do we do? And the devil card here in that situation would be carry on lying to the other person. Just tell them what they want to hear. Don't do that. In the past that may have served you well, but it's not going to serve you well in the future. What I would say is these chains around these people's necks here, they're really loose. You want to take them off, take them off. It's drawn far better, I think, in this True Black deck, where the chains actually come off the devil's hands and disappear into ether. The devil doesn't kick your door down and come and drag you kicking and screaming out of your bedroom at 2 a.m. He just whispers in your ear, why don't you have an affair? Why don't you have another beer? Why don't you have another donut? And if you go, no, thank you, he just moves on to the next person. A very busy person, the devil. He hasn't got time for this. He's got these two people here looking very sad, but they're willing participants in this. It's like, well, you wanted another beer, so you had another beer. Now you're an alcoholic. Now what do you do about it? So if you're honest and authentic with the Justice card, the devil will bounce off you like water off a duck's back. He'll go, what about, and just slide off. What about drugs? What about alcohol? And you're like, no, moving on. This is what I want in my life. I want some movement and some impetus. You do want a relationship. You're wearing your heart on your sleeve. Where you are now no longer serves you. You've tried seeing it from the other person's point of view, which has given you some kind of buoyancy and some kind of, yeah, that's better. I can see why they would feel that way. What do we have here? Yeah, you're the one that's been all open-armed and generous and seeing the bigger picture. Yeah, you're the one that's, to me, it would strike me as someone who is very happy in the relationship they're with, but they want to know where it's going, and they don't even mind if it's going nowhere. They just want to know. So they, your other partner, your other half might be going, I don't see us being married, and you go, well, we're only 22. Why would we think about getting married? Or we're 76. Why would we get married at our age? The getting married thing, the question isn't the issue. It's what's behind the question. Why aren't you answering the question? This is your other half, not you, by the way, Pisces. You seem to be very open and authentic and asking really nice questions, going, where to next? It's a bit like me saying to my wife, shall we emigrate to New Zealand? She would just say now. She would say, we're too old, it's too late. And I kind of agree with her. But I do think at some point in my life, New Zealand came a calling. It was a Wheel of Fortune moment, and I wasn't ready for it. And, that's it. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, but I didn't, and I'm here. And I think with you as well, you've got this open-armed wonder. It's a gentle energy. It's a very welcoming energy. You're saying to your other half, come in, be my friend, let's have this relationship. I'm being honest and authentic and telling you the truth. What is it you're hiding from me? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting for you. Let's draw what we got. Interesting. Let Spirit be your guide. Okay, let's see what Spirit's got to say about this. Hawk Spirit 32. I know that's something that you can see from above, and you can see the detail as well as the bigger picture. I do remember that much about it. I don't remember the rest though. 32. Let's have a look. Flying high above the landscape, the hawk sees both the big picture and the small details, observes the rain and the pond as well as the cloud, and doesn't miss anything. When Hawk Spirit arrives, you're called to pay close attention to messages from Spirit that can appear anywhere in any form. Listen to your intuition. Keep your eyes open for synchronicities, the meaningful coincidences. Hawk Spirit asks you not to dismiss the signs that Spirit is sending to guide you. Lately, you've been hearing the same word or song or coming across the same symbol here, there, and in the strangest places. Perhaps you hear a song on the radio with just the right lyric pertaining to your query, or you begin to notice uncanny posters, billboards, number plates, or any other places where repetitious numbers or words show up for you to notice. Pay attention to animals that appear for you and connect with their symbolism. Spirit wants to communicate and reaches out again and again. When hawk spirit appears, it's a sign to listen. What that tells me is you already know the answer to this. The devil is not a surprise, by the way. We learn of the devil from a very early age. You shouldn't kind of go, who's that bloke at the end of my bed? You know, it's not that. This is like, you know about the devil. You know what he's trying to do. He's trying to say you're not worthy. You're not good enough to be in this relationship. You're not good enough to have children or money or power or whatever. You are. You're more than good enough. Just look out for those little signs. It's going to be interesting the next 1 or 2 weeks for you, Pisces. I will see you for the next one. Take care.